Hey, good morning. This video is going to walk you through what you need to do to be successful in a career explorations current events assignment. Please know that this video only covers career explorations current events. World history current events has slightly different questions, and so there will be a separate video to go over a world history current events. Okay. With any assignment, you should always start with the directions, both the directions as posted on Google Classroom and the directions in the document itself. So we'll start with the directions in the document. After you have chosen an appropriate current events article and read it carefully, complete the following. Make sure you are reading both the articles and the questions carefully. The boxes will expand as you type. You are expected to answer all of the questions, which means you need an article that has information for all of the questions. Okay. It is not acceptable to skip a question because your article doesn't answer it. If your article truly doesn't answer it, then the article is the problem. Pick a different one. Okay. I want to take a second and focus on the an appropriate current events article. Appropriate will cover two things. One, it needs to be from the right dates. So current events due on September 15th. The article has to be published current events due on the 15th of the month. The article needs to be published between the 1st and the 15th. Current events due on the 30th of the month. The article needs to be published between the 16th and the 30th. Also, always read the directions on Google Classroom if there are any restrictions on the topic of your article. Some weeks you will be allowed to pick any article you want. Some weeks you will be restricted to certain topics. So make sure you are aware of what your requirements are. So let's start with choose an article from a reputable news source. Okay. In every current event assignment, you will have a link to the current events section of the class webpage. The first thing you find when you get there is a board of current events sources. Okay, these are all trustworthy, reliable sources. You have CNN, you have Indian Country Today, which covers Native American, mostly Native American, some First Peoples Canadian news, and some Indigenous Mexican news, but it mostly is covering Native American news. You have Vox, which what I like actually about Vox articles is they always explain things really well. Okay, you have The Week, which is sort of a general news source, again, Associated Press, general topics, NJ.com, obviously New Jersey sources, NPR, Teen Vogue, which is an excellent source for news, BBC, which is really good if you want news that is not American. The same thing, Al Jazeera. This is the English language version of Al Jazeera, by the way, but still excellent coverage of world news. And the Asbury Park Press, which also covers New Jersey news. So let's go to the BBC. We'll use a source from the BBC. And let's see. Let's pick an article. All right. Attenborough breaks, Sir David Attenborough breaks Jennifer Aniston's Instagram record. All right. Make sure that the article is at least a little bit on the longer side. Remember, you have to write a summary. Okay, this article seems like it is probably long enough. So we have an article. Okay, what does it ask us to do next? Provide a properly formatted MLA style citation for your article. Okay. The best way to do your citation I had a version of this video that crashed, so we want to make sure we're back at the beginning. Okay, so the best way to do this is to use EasyBib, When you go to the EasyBib website, you literally just click where it says Create Citations. Okay, why does technology hate me? There we go. Create Citations, we're going to be using a website, and it's really quite simple. You have your article opened, you copy your website.
While it's not a rule to have a beverage,
You paste it into the line and you search it up. Okay. Make sure your right source comes up. It'll give you the title. Is it the right one? Yes. Awesome. Okay. Again, check the information. Does it look correct? Okay. Well, this one says that there isn't an author. You want to see if you can find an author. So go back to the article. And we look. Oh, and it doesn't seem like this one has an author. That's fine. But if it flags you as something missing, go back and check. It's fine if you don't have one. Hit complete. And it's made you a citation. Right here, Sir David Attenborough breaks Jennifer Aniston's record. Copy. And paste it right into the box. Okay? It's not that complicated. It's really just a bunch of copying and pasting. Okay? So that's what you need to do for a citation. How would you describe the scope of the article? You read the directions and pick the one that is most true. All right. If we read the article, we would find out that David Attenborough is British. Okay, so this is primarily an article about somebody who is not American, so it is international. Your next step is to write your summary. Please notice that your summary should be at least 200 words long. Okay. Your summary should show that you understand what you read in the article. Your summary is not copying and pasting. Your summary, like all work you do, is in your own words. To write your summary, start with who, what, when, where, why, and how. So, who is the article about? What is the article about? When do the events in the article happen? Don't confuse when the things in the article happen with when the article was published. Sometimes those will be the same date. Sometimes the article is about something that happened last week. Okay. Where do the events in the article take place? Why did they happen? How did they happen? The what, the why, and the how might take 2 or 3 sentences each. The who, the when, and the where, obviously, you can answer in 1 sentence each. This article is about Sir David Attenborough. He joined Instagram 2 days ago. He's in Britain, but, Instagram is the whole world. Okay. But again, the what, the why, and the how might take you a couple of sentences each. That should give you your 200 words. How do you check word count? Highlight your text, go to your tools menu, and word count is the second choice. All right, so we can see I'm only at 40 words. Well, that's not enough. Okay. If your summary is under 200 words, that is a sign that your summary needs more information. Plain and simple. Now, if your summary is 198 words, you are fine. If your summary is 100 words, you have a problem. Okay? Make sure you're including enough information. All right. Career connections. Look at your article again. What careers, jobs does the article discuss? List as many as you can. All right, so let's go to our article. Okay. Let's see. Well, naturalist, that's a job. Okay, he's a naturalist. Jennifer Aniston, hopefully we know, is an actress. That's a job. Okay. Broadcaster. That's a job. Okay. You literally just scroll through and all the jobs it mentions. Okay. Ooh, K-pop star, Pope, international football legend. Okay. These are all jobs. You make a list. Okay. All the jobs you find in the article, you make a list, you type them up here. You pick one job off the list. And you start with, as we always do when we're looking up facts about jobs, with the OOH. So David Attenborough is a naturalist. We search it up. Conservation scientist is probably the better guess for him. Okay. And you look at what they do. And again, it gives you the bullet points. Just like any other career you're looking up, give 3 facts about that career. If your job doesn't show up in the OOH, you can Google. It's fine. Okay. Sustainable development goals. All right. Which goals in particular does your article relate to? All right. So if you click the link, it will take you to the page that has all the goals. Now, you will figure out in this case, from the context of the article, that David Attenborough, the naturalist, also fights against climate change. Okay, so again, this is a very common one. Where is it? It's goal 13. Goal 13, climate action. There might also be evidence in the article that he talks about things like life on water and life under land. Maybe even human rights. It depends on what your article says. Okay, but at the very least, he's fighting for climate justice. Okay, and explain why. Okay, this article relates to Goal 13, climate justice, because Sir David Attenborough, fights for climate justice. Most of his Instagram posts are about fighting climate change and so forth. Okay, the reflection is your thoughts. Okay. You don't have to answer all of these questions. If you have other thoughts about the article, that's fine too. But things like, why is this important? What questions doesn't this article answer? Is there any bias present in the article? What are your own thoughts on this? Is there something we should be doing here? Now, you might think, so some old dude got a lot of Instagram followers really fast. Why is that important? But come back to the part where his main goal in life is fighting climate change. And he is now the record holder. Some old dude fighting climate change is now the record holder for the 1 million Instagram followers. That, you could make an argument, is actually important. And again, word count, 75 words at least. That's probably about 4 or 5 sentences. And then lastly, connect this out to the bigger world. Explain how it's connected to something else you have learned either in this class or in another class. For this particular article, I would again focus on the climate science part. But maybe there's other connections you can make. Maybe you've talked about internet safety or the positives and negatives of social media. Any of those things would work. So again, and then there's a little checklist at the bottom just to remind you. Did you check your word counts? Did you check your spelling and your grammar? Please go under tools. There is a spelling and a grammar checker right in the document. Please do not turn in any assignments, actually, that have all the little red and blue squiggles. Check your spelling and your grammar. Make sure you've put your citation. When you're done, make sure you turn everything in on Google Classroom. Share what you've learned with some people. So I hope this helps those of you who maybe had some questions about current events. As with anything, if you are having any questions or need any help, you should please, please, please reach out to me. but hopefully this video will help clear some things up for you. Hope you're having a great day.